Greetings, salutations, and other big words. My name's Ethan. My handle is Wrangler. Welcome to Frequency Studios, weekly wing it number 167 here on Rumble, YouTube, and the X Twitter. Starting off in that big box with the blank page to my right, your left, is Mr. Frederick Guimon.
That's right. And I don't know what's happening, but my drawing won't load today. So I'm going to have to restart it, reboot it or something. How you doing, Wrangler?
This one Northern Snow.
Yeah, right. It's done. Next. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing all right. And also joining us tonight, it's the big dog himself, Mr. Luvapor.
To quote Bill O'Reilly, fuck it, we'll do it live.
Well, that was more than 15 seconds after we started, right? We're not picked by the algorithm for that one. Now
you don't get pinged for quotes, Wrangler. I think.
Yeah.
And besides, I've seen people.
What is he have to wait like so long before you cuss so the algorithm doesn't demote you or whatever? I don't know. But I got plenty of other reasons for the algorithm to demote me, so I'm not too worried about it.
Fudge the gosh darn algorithm.
Wow,
that even sounded worse.
Luvapor is out of control.
So what you up to tonight, guys? Now, don't everybody answer at once.
So,
is that general? I thought you were asking Luvapor here. So
what was the question?
I said, what are you up to tonight, guys?
Oh,
yeah,
well, hopefully watching Frederick draw some booba.
The boobas are coming. The boobas are coming. That's I'm quoting like revolutionary quotes here.
Well, while Frederick's trying to figure out what he's going to draw tonight, let me select something for background music. I'm going to go with Lower Brinstar, Red Soil from Metroid.
Something synthwave, but a little sexy.
And also joining us tonight, the sandwich of the hour himself, Mr. James Esparza. What's going on, man?
Hello, friends.
The man with very good taste.
The owls are not what they seem.
So true. True words have rarely been spoken.
Yeah. So, as usual, no specific topic tonight, but I was thinking, I've been hearing a lot of talk about Harry Potter TV thing coming up for HBO Max.
Yes.
I have not seen the trailer, so have any of you guys actually watched the trailer?
I watched someone watching the trailer.
No one watches trailers anymore. We just watch other people watching.
We even watch other people's, see what they say about movies rather than watch them.
Oh.
Well, who has time to watch movies now? I mean, you realize the attention span you need to watch a full movie nowadays?
Well, I just spent over 10 hours, not all at once, but 10 hours reading a book that sucked. Well, but I got to the 10-hour mark and I was like, all right, this book sucks. I was telling Frederick about it before I put it down.
It's true.
I think it's supposed to be like a 6-episode miniseries or first season, which is going to be book 1, so that way they can, so they claim, be more accurate to the books.
One with a silencer. Why?
Material.
Bullshit. They said that about everything, that they're going to be more.
Yeah. So since I haven't watched it, and it sounds like you guys haven't really watched it, I figure we could react to it live on the air. What do you think? Are you prepared to handle some good old fashioned brain rot from?
I mean,
is that what they call it?
I dread it so much. You have no idea. My brain is recoiling. No.
I haven't seen this yet either. So
what have they done to my boy?
Well, actually, let me turn the subtitles off. There we go. All right.
Very well.
Here we go.
It's not like it's in Japanese, It's a freaking British show.
I'd watch a Japanese adaptation.
I told you.
I would prefer a Japanese adaptation.
You are a normal boy. And you're going to start acting like one.
At least he looks the part.
Special.
So dramatic.
Or he did.
This was supposed to be whimsical.
There is nothing special.
Oh, she's pointing scissors at him.
Wait,
Let's
All
get
about
this.
you.
it would at least be entertaining in Japanese.
Wait, nobody writes like this anymore. That's
Hey,
this.
at least they
picture of
got
disbelief.
at least they got Britain right this time. It's dark and dreary.
Did she wave the scissors around and say Shiriomus and he gets his hair magically cut?
Well, isn't she like what her adoptive mother? She's not real.
She's auntie. She's auntie, fat lady.
Yeah.
Auntie Karen. I don't know what her name is, but
Auntie T.
In this version, Dudley gets taken by a grooming gang.
It is dark. and dreary.
Your parents were the kindest, bravest people I ever met.
Yeah, you can tell it's a
What's
show.
the Hagrid's voice?
There would be way more like ethnic people on this train.
Well, this is set in the past.
I
Yeah, but
mean,
he's
Well, I thought that was Hagrid. See Hagrid there? I thought that was supposed to be him speaking.
People
when
I ever
has
met.
that ever stopped them? They've got like medieval towns full of black people.
yeah. How far in
Parents
the
were
past
the
is
kindest,
this?
bravest people I ever met.
I don't know. The voice just isn't landing right for me if that's him.
That's Nick Frost, I believe.
You're a hairy wizard.
That's what somebody. That's what somebody needs to do. They need to remake the trailer as an anime and put it in Japanese. Just have Hagrid like
Someone is working on it right now with AI.
Wizard des Harisama.
I was going to say something I forgot. It was probably for the best.
Yeah, that would have been racist, Wrangler. It's a good
Oh,
thing
you went.
didn't
You're
say
not
it.
far. You're probably not too far off. He's going to go to school and meet a girl named Amelia.
Oh, dude, now that's
worth watching.
that I would watch. That's the
Parents
thing.
were the kindest, bravest people I ever met. They were funny and clever.
Bravest?
And they stood up for what they believed was right.
Nobody else does that anymore.
The
No.
next time I see you,
They barely did back
we'll be
then.
in Hogwarts.
Anybody
Yeah,
else
you know
want to
what,
see him crash into the into the thing?
I think it's funny that they say he's the bravest people he's ever met. Is that because they just died? Is that what made them brave? Or do they like go on wicked adventures too?
No, because they stood up. His father stood up to a black person who was trying to get at his wife. I think that's
Yeah,
what made
that's
it
that's
brave.
that's
Future
that's the brave part is James Potter lynched a black kid.
The
Right?
Marauder.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is, they found out that his dad in his younger years was a jerk and a bully, and then he grew up to become a good man later on. This,
Right,
you know,
but-
hanging a black dude from a tree is going to make it a lot more difficult for his growing into a good man to be believable. It's going to be that really messes with the dynamics of everything to a point where it's going to make his redemption look less likely, you know?
Well, that's definitely the horse going about the town.
It's almost like they didn't fucking think this through before they did it. Wow.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
Well, there's one way his father
Ethno
can redeem
swap
himself.
anybody. They picked the absolute worst person out of all the characters to do this with. You know, it's like you couldn't have picked the worst guy. They could have even done Dumbledore and it wouldn't be as bad. I don't like changing the character on any level, but if you're gonna change one in Harry Potter, Snape is the worst guy to do that with.
Do you think they'll race swap Sirius Black?
But they'd have to change his last name to White. Have you ever noticed that most of I don't know about you guys, but most of the people I've met with last name Black were white, and most of the people I've met with last name White were black. It's a funny old pattern I noticed. I don't know why that is.
Well, it has to do with it has to do with the fact that the freedmen pretty much chose their own last name. So they were like, "Hey, what's going to look good on a resume? We'll just put white."
Don't try that today. It'll have the opposite effect.
The fact.
Mr. Potter, I think we can expect great things from you. Let's see who you are.
Is that John Lithgow?
Yeah.
That is Jonathan Lithgow, which I think is a great choice. I'm not so sure about like making Hermione a Latina, but like
Apache girl?
Let's see.
but here's the thing. I think that the girl they got to do Hermione was the one who did her voice in the full cast audio version.
I don't know. She looks fine to me.
She's a little patchy.
Just because she's a little. Laura Croft is slightly darker than that. I don't see the problem there.
Well, it's not. It's
It's
not
a British
that.
girl. It's supposed to be a British girl.
It's not her. It's not her race so much as the fact that like I think in the books Hermione is described as having like auburn or red hair.
It's been a long time since I read the books. I don't.
Can't have
remember.
that. Got to replace all those gingers.
Yeah, they really don't like gingers.
Well,
yeah,
no, because they're
they
the,
didn't swap out the Weasley.
they're the
family.
most like a unique, beautiful minority on Earth. Like, got to get rid of them.
No, but Hermione looks fine to me.
Yeah, it
Not
doesn't.
me.
It doesn't bother me over much, especially since like the reason she was cast was because she voiced Hermione in the full cast audiobooks.
Yeah, I'm with James. She doesn't look the part at all. Like, this is
And I
not
don't
big
trust
stuff.
any reasoning they give. They know about all this. They are so sensitive about every piece of data that comes their way. They don't do anything without 4 to 5 different reasons.
Sure, but this isn't nearly as egregious as Snape.
Well, of course
Oh.
not, but it's the same minds, same people, and frankly, I believe in their long play is to do sort of like a big ask sort of thing, which is throw all the ridiculous stuff, see what sticks, and then that's how we're going to change culture, see what permanently sticks and becomes the new norm.
Well, I mean, that's what they're trying to do, but at this point, they're in their death throes. The pendulum's swinging back, and there's nothing they can do to arrest that.
We'll see.
I think it was Rondo who, when we first heard about it and looked up the guy who's playing Snape, he said, "But it's Snape. Could they at least pick an ugly dude?"
Are you really Harry Potter?
They got Ron right.
And they actually got the subtitle right, the Philosopher's Stone instead of the Wizard Stone. I don't know why they changed it to Wizard Stone in the U.S. when it was
I mean,
Sorcerer's. They changed it to Sorcerer's Stone in
or
the
the
U.S.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
because
Herman P. Hunter has the Wizard Stone. Go check that book out.
I think
Right.
the reason is because like that they assumed Americans wouldn't know like alchemical lore, especially not like 10-year-olds.
Yeah, I watched the movies before I read the books, but when Hagrid said Nicholas Flamel, I'm like, I paused it. I'm like, that sounds familiar. I went and looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's why it sounds familiar. So, if my dumb ass recognized or picked something up about that name, I think America in general probably has a good grasp.
I think it's fair to say that the average American 10-year-old knows less about history than you, man. Come on. Come on.
Well, Readout is in the chat. He says this trailer was so dreary. And Christy has joined us as well. How's it going, Christy? She is saying hi to everybody.
It is dark.
So
It's pretty dark.
read out. You're saying this is accurate to the UK then?
Yeah, I mean, weather-wise, very dreary.
Well, politically as well.
Coverage. Modern day. I mean, it is modern day stuff, right?
That if so, then there weren't enough Persians around.
I don't know. Somebody said earlier that this was a long time ago. Is
The
it?
90s.
It was probably
right?
in the 90s.
So the last book ends in 1998, the year
Uh-huh.
the first book came out.
Yeah, I know that the first book takes place way before then, but I think that was sort of like the time frame they're jumping.
Okay.
I think it was.
They're,
I think
they're
the
not
first-
modernizing it to today's.
I think the
younger
first book
generation.
is supposed to take place in either 1989 or 1990.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a good time to put it because if you do it current day, you got to deal with cell phones. Cell phones complicate a whole lot of things and stories nowadays.
Yeah. Is what's her name still writing? J.K. Rowling.
I have no
Still
idea.
Rowling?
I don't think she needs to.
I mean, she doesn't need to, but you know,
She's involved in the production. I can tell you that.
Let me look that up now.
That's the funny thing. So I've been watching things about this Nerdrotic Critical Drinker, and one of the things that was pointed out was that this show is fucked from two different angles. It's fucked from conservatives who aren't going to watch it because they race swapped Snape, and it's fucked from liberals because of the extreme libtards who won't watch anything associated with J.K. Rowling because J.K. Rowling thinks that women shouldn't have to compete in sports against men or
Well,
share bathrooms with
They
them.
said the same thing about the video game, and the video game broke all records. Like it sold out really, really well.
I think
So-
libtards are still going to watch this.
Yeah, people can hate on her, but they're still gonna tune in. I think.
Just because Harry Potter is like the only book
Yeah, they love it.
they've ever read.
It's this
Here's
weird,
the thing with the
leftist
video
way.
games, right? With the video game, I don't think the conservatives had anything particularly against it. I think it was only the like extreme pro-trans libtards that had an issue with the game.
Which is probably the smallest but loudest section of the Harry Potter fan base. Most of the Harry Potter fans are just like, "Oh, cool, Harry Potter."
Yeah,
and they don't
exactly.
think two squats about who's using what bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like the game came out, and the game, of course, takes place in like the late 19th century. So there were fewer issues with them like miscasting people. So generally, I don't think there was an issue with the game from that end. And then, oh no, the libtards won't buy the game. They must have the lost sales must have been in the tens of people.
Right, because they don't buy games.
Yeah, anyway, I looked it up on Brave. It says, yes, J.K. Rowling is actively writing new books. As of September 2024, she has confirmed she is working on a futuristic novel described as Earthbound, not a space odyssey, which will become her priority once she completes her current crime series. She is currently writing the 8th installment of the Cormoran Strike series titled The Hallmarked Man under her pseudonym Robert Galbraith.
Okay.
In May 2024 interview, Rowling stated she has 6 more books planned in her head, including 2 more strike novels, followed by 3 new stories in other genres.
So, is a pseudonym like of any use in the age of the internet?
Probably not, but to be fair, she kind of started writing when the internet was in its infancy.
No, but not this new novel.
No,
Actually, there is a degree of use for it. Like if you start writing a series in a completely different genre and you don't want it associated with a current series you're doing, you might do it under a pseudonym and build up a separate fan base there. They'll eventually find out, oh, these 2 authors are the same person. But initially it could have some dudes who write romance will use a woman's name as a pseudonym because, let's face it, if someone's looking for a romance and they see a dude's name as the author, the chicks are probably just going to skip it.
Well, you got to make it a Latin name. Javier Gomez.
Yeah, and of course J.K. Rowling would want to use her nom de plume on the new series because like her name has cachet.
Yeah.
And
Readout
like,
says the world needs less bleak remakes of classics and more wonderful adventures with Rocky and Grace in the beauty of space.
huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know that last part. Rock and Grace Beauty.
He's talking about the I just went blank on the Project Hail
Oh,
Mary.
yeah. I used that movie. I haven't seen it yet. I hope that they ripped out a lot of the woke shit that was in the book. Well, I shouldn't say woke shit. It leant more towards like heavily towards climate whenever it kept going back to Earth to an annoying degree. And you know what's funny is I think like a quarter of the climate science that the book actually quotes has been proven false.
Well, see, as the Canadian with Bill C9 having just passed, I totally agree with the climate bullshit now because it's totally illegal not to. So, 100%.
Maji and
Great
Raven
to
have
ask what
joined
I
us.
just came in.
Apparently the Project Hail Mary movie is good, and I, being one of the few who read the book,
Hey,
will
guys.
remember the giant sloughs of climate bullshit that it throws in your face. Also,
I've heard good things about it.
the movie or the book?
The movie.
Yeah, that's
Neurotic liked the movie. Hey, Christy.
So
Yeah,
did Critical
Readout
Drinker.
says Project Mary was fun.
Yeah, if they remove the climate stuff, yeah, I'm all down because it really started to make me dislike the main character. But it kind of did the whole before and after thing where it starts off with him in space and flashback to Earth. This is who our main character is, where he comes from, and it keeps flashbacking. Whenever it's in space in the book, it is intriguing. It is awesome. The alien is unique. Their issues are so dang riveting, and just you're on the edge all the way through. But then you flash back to Earth, and then for me it got dull at that part, and like I said, started really pushing the climate science stuff. There's a scene in the book where a climate scientist is crying because of climate related stuff, and I was like, oh, come on.
Like the Indian in those old commercials looking over the litter-strewn field and
Yes.
running down his eye.
Pure propaganda.
Yeah, there's a scene where they say they can sort of buy time for Earth. If this is strictly in the book, I don't know if it's in the movie, so this is not really like a big spoiler for the movie. But they gotta like increase the polar ice caps melting, so they go to like destroy a section of the polar ice caps, and then when it goes into the water, climate scientist cries.
Melting. I thought we were going into an ice age. Oh wait,
Well,
I grew up in the 80s. I'm sorry, we changed that now.
No, we're back on course with the ice age. Actually,
We're back. Okay, we're
Wait.
in fashion again.
So was the climate scientist crying because another one of their doomsday predictions passed without comment or event?
Well, it's like, oh look, we're dropping ice into the water, and I'm crying. Now I will say that it does at least tell us that we have that scientist say like 5 minutes beforehand, because he has like a 3-paragraph spiel all about climate science, and he does say in there that it is a new science that is still being looked at and right now is a bit inaccurate. They say it very, very quickly, and then we get him crying.
I look at the weather predictions here in New England, and I hear these projections for the entire globe way far out, and I just laugh.
They're like, let's acknowledge the facts real quick, but then pour on the emotion, because you guys all make your decisions based on emotion.
Yeah, yes. But you know what? Like I said, the space stuff in the book was really, really great. So if it just focuses mostly on the space stuff, leaves a lot of the Earth stuff behind, I'm all on board, because the space stuff was great. The alien was unique, and they faced challenges and unique cultural perspectives in the scientific sort of hemisphere. That I don't want to give away because it was like really riveting in the book. So I'm gonna watch the movie, but fingers crossed.
I will warn you, there is one part of the movie where Ryan Gosling and the Rock alien are on an asteroid, and they're like, and they stop, and they're like, we have to stop and acknowledge that we're on stolen asteroid.
Yeah.
So Rita says Project Hail Mary is fun, and then he says, "Look, it motivated me to leave my cave and go to the cinemas for the first time in 2 years."
Well, maybe he can answer this for us. Dude, did they leave a lot of the climate stuff out? If you could answer that for us, Rita, I'll go to the movies and watch it. Because like, every time they brought in the climate stuff, it got cringe fast.
Because you can't trust trailers nowadays because a lot of them, like, it's like they're not the same people making the trailers that are making the movies.
Yeah,
So
they
they'll
got
slant
screwed
the trailers in a way that will hurt the film sometimes.
Yeah, because I want good
Machi.
movies.
Definitely, I would definitely go out and see it in theaters. If for no other reason than we never know when that's going to stop being a thing, and
Yeah,
and you'll
that's
be
true.
able to tell your grandchildren about the last time you went to see a movie in a movie theater.
Rather it be a good movie. You went to see that was your last movie, really,
I
Granddad?
think my last movie was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, let's face it. If it's your
ten.
last time, going to the movies, you probably didn't have a good experience.
Actually, the last movie I saw was King of Kings. That one was a good animated movie. I saw that.
I still haven't seen that yet. I gotta go get that on video.
It's worth it. It's good. It's a good Easter movie. Is it completely 100% Bible accurate? No, but I like the fact it's told through a child's perspective in a way a child can understand.
Now, Rito says, I never read the book. There wasn't anything about climate. The crux of the apocalypse was out of humanity's hands in the movie.
Yeah.
He says, let me rephrase. Climate change is not the driving force of the apocalypse in the movie.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a good thing.
it's not in the book either, but it just comes up a really lot. Like it's noticeable because it covers a multitude of sciences because like it's Earth coming together. So you have all these sciences, but it keeps on just going back to the climate stuff. I'm like, all right, what about all these other sciences? Oh, and there was a scene that I hope's not in there where these two scientists are supposed to be socially awkward.
Kahuna.
And then they just start talking about how they're banging.
How did Kahuna even get in here?
It's Kahuna. Except for he has no sound.
He never left.
He's in the
Oh, it's a
shower.
wild
When you're in the shower and you need more power from your shower head, behold, the mighty Squirtle. These dang kids, it's like, take all the toys out of the bath. Well, we're going to leave one every time. This is our little friend today. Anyway.
Okay.
Kahuna, you should just have a whole stream counter set up in your shower. You get the waterproof computer installed in there and just do complete live streams from the shower. The question is, will you have enough hot water to make it through the live stream?
I wonder if I start fake speaking in Japanese, if I can get some of that Japanese audience on Twitter to come over.
They've added dubbing now on Twitter, so the Japanese and the West have been talking now that the dubbing has been happening. But I've got a suggestion for your stream name. You could call it Shower Thoughts.
Shower Thoughts with Kahuna. Parents
I hope that
ask.
doesn't mean you're showering with thoughts.
Parents everywhere in Washington ask, is disciplining your child physically discipline or abuse? Kahuna says, of course it's discipline. Shut up. Be a parent. Anyway. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
We're about to be
Not quite as
traumatized,
clean as you are, but
getting ready to watch the rest of the HBO trailer for Harry Potter. And
Oh, dear Christ, no.
Yes,
oh
yes.
no, we watched the whole thing already.
Wait, what?
No.
That was it.
I'm glad.
There was no
I'm glad I
Snape?
missed that.
It's going to be bad, right? Like, it's got to be bad.
He was in there.
Really? We watched
You missed
it
it?
already?
Maybe we
I
need to
must
watch
have
it
been
again.
drawing. I must have been focused on my drawing now.
Yes, very focused.
Here's my problem with the whole thing. I usually don't have a big problem with race changing. I mean, when they did it in Wish, technically Whitney Houston was a fairy godmother and one of the Cinderellas. I thought she was a fabulous fairy godmother because it's Whitney Houston. But Harry Potter's dad picked on Snape and didn't like him just because he exists, because he was that odd, creepy, oily, greasy kid in the corner.
There's just something about him. Something about him.
Switching Snape the way they did will totally make it a race war.
Yeah, it'll
Also,
add
look how
so many more
they are.
implications.
Look how they are lighting this whole thing. They're going with that muted colors, modern nonsense. This is Hogwarts, man.
Look at the way he's moving. He looks like he's creeping through my living room trying to steal my TV.
Little did he know, James Potter was from the south of the United States. No.
I am from the south.
Oh, I know. No.
I'm from the south of Canada, if that counts.
Yeah, that's all the Snape we get in the trailer.
Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna say to Canadians as a future insult. So, which part of the American border are you from?
Also, Frederick, you can't be Southerner because the only people north of you are the Wildlings from A Song of Ice and Fire.
I know, but still, like I'm closer to the wall than a lot of people. Well, not that much, to be honest.
He's taking the black. He's taking the black. Sorry, I'm rereading that series right now, so I've got Game of Thrones on the brain here.
You got to race swap that expression now.
Oh yeah, for this video, probably.
I used to be okay, Maji. You say you're okay with like some race swapping. I used to be okay, like back in the 90s and stuff, especially when it was like Samuel L. Jackson. But seeing where the politics are today and the immigration policies are total warfare, I have no tolerance for it anymore. When it was done for
the sake of art and for the sake of furthering a project or trying to make it better, genuinely, we didn't really care. We people grumbled, but it was truly.
I had no problem with that. Michael Clark Duncan is Kingpin. He had the presence on screen to pull it off. But it's Michael Clark Duncan. Who's going to argue with him? You know,
who's going to tell? He didn't even audition. He walked in, and they just never kicked him out. I'll stay. I can't even approach that. Like the depth of his voice is approaches like Cthulhu level Lovecraftian. Like it resonates in your bones. I had a Great Dane bark at me once and it was like that.
Here's the question then. If we're talking about the 90s or the early 2000s adaptation, if it was a famous and very skilled black actor, would you be okay with it back in the day?
Well, usually when they did swaps like that, it wasn't because of politics. It was because that person can make the role better.
Yeah. What if it was Denzel Washington, a young Denzel?
Exactly.
It's funnier to imagine It's funnier to imagine Will Smith as Snape, but you imagine 80s or 90s Will Smith as a young black Snape.
Yeah. You get my girlfriend's name out your mouth.
10 points from Gryffindor.
No, it goes back to that. By doing that particular character, it changes the narrative of Harry's parents.
Yeah, now they're racist.
Completely change everything.
Yeah, it adds a whole new dynamic that wasn't there that'll detract from what was there.
That's why they put him there, man. That's like one of their favorite check marks.
Yeah.
It doesn't enhance the story. If anything, it adds more conflict.
Yeah, which may not. I don't know. I'm not going to. I think everybody here is pretty worn down by the culture nonsense, especially now that we're starting to get some decent TV and movies back again. It's like we've had a slight return to form. Not a lot, but enough that we're no longer tolerant of the nonsense anymore. We're pretty jaded at this point.
Hey, what'd you guys think of that episode of Harry Potter?
Hey, Wrangler, I threw a video in private chat for you.
I already have a tab open.
What do you guys think of that first episode of Harry Potter when we got the flashback with young James Potter with his leg on Snape's neck. Think of that.
Yeah, that's going to go.
And he
over
was all like, "I
certain
can't
words.
breathe. I can't breathe, Mr. Potter."
Maybe this show will be way more based than we think it will.
Yeah.
But by the way, nothing against the actor. He's a guy who took a job. But
I know it's just
Yeah,
No, no. If he goes behind the scenes, like outside of production, and starts talking about the politics of it, then also boo-foo.
that's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
He's got the benefit card until he throws it away.
It's like while we're making the story inaccurate, can we make Cho Chang even more Asian and the Patils even more Indian? If we're gonna go that route.
I don't know. Like I said, some rules it really is, especially back in the early 90s. It was when they did the changes. It was to enhance the role because somebody could do it better. Now it literally is to be a stick it statement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this one was kind of dumb, but we all accepted it because he was just so good in the role. Heimdall in Thor.
Yeah,
They are
Idris
Norse.
Elba was good.
Yeah, it's because he's Idris Elba we were cool with it. That was the only reason. Otherwise, we would have been pissed.
Yeah, he
I
played a
agree.
really good Heimdall as well. He played the character
Played
really
is
well.
awesome, Heimdall.
Yeah, a race swapped Idris Elba role that did not work is Roland in the Gunslinger, the Black Tower. For those who have read the books, there's some really specific reasons that doesn't work in the later books. Like one character who's pretty prominent in one of the books being racist against Roland because he's white and she's black. That some character related.
They'll have to
I
ethno
got
swap
one for
her to a white chick then.
Pretty
I
much.
got
Yeah.
one for you.
Well, see, that's
Hey,
the thing. They
Kahuna,
never do the
remember the
race
Little
swaps in
Mermaid?
the other direction.
Real quick, guys, I'm
they will
naked and I have
never,
to
like,
actually shower before church. Good
They
night,
will-
y'all.
Alrighty.
Love y'all. Sorry.
Have a
not
great
your
night,
world.
Kahuna. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I dropped. Not
See you
kidding.
later.
Yeah,
They-
Marky,
you-
you said the Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah, he saw the Disney one.
The thing is that they never race swap in the other direction.
I can only think of two.
Is this thing on?
Oh, thank God! I thought
There's
we were
only
about to
two
see
characters
Kahuna
I
and
can
Magilla.
think of that got swapped in the other direction. Baxter Stockman from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And
I forgot about that one.
yep.
Johnny Rico,
Yeah.
Starship
Yeah.
Troopers.
Oh, perhaps I'm not too
Yeah.
familiar with the source material on that
In
one.
the book, his name is Juan Rico.
Ah,
Because
Oh.
he's from a Latin country,
gotcha.
Buenos
That
Aires.
makes sense.
The other
His
one
name makes
is the
sense.
Deep from The Boys. He was a black dude in the comics. He's a white guy in the show. So those are the only two I could think of. But I tend not to like it with anybody. If they were doing an X-Men movie and they cast a white dude to play Bishop, I'd be pissed.
Oh, I would totally be pissed. But Bishop is like Bishop.
Yeah. And ethnicity has nothing to do with his character whatsoever. He just looks really cool. So if they change him to a white dude, I'll be pissed.
I always point out, just for fun, that most Mexicans on television are not played by Mexicans.
Yeah. How about the Zorro series where
Antonio
Zorro
Banderas
is
Spanish.
Antonio Banderas, who is not at all Mexican. Notice how he stands head
Yeah.
and shoulders above all the other actual Mexican
Here's
people.
the
in
funny
scene.
part, though. Zorro wasn't actually Mexican. He was
He
Californian.
was a Spaniard.
He was
Yeah.
from California.
Oh, okay. So that was accurate then, because Antonio Banderas is a Spaniard.
Yeah, most people think the movies take place in Mexico. They actually take place in L.A.
Yeah, California.
I didn't recognize it due to the lack of feces in the streets.
Well, they had dirt roads back then. I think that's where
They
the first
had the
movie-
horses on there. There was less feces in the street.
I believe the first movie with Antonio Banderas actually had something about like protecting the vote to become a part of the United States. If I remember.
Yeah, that's right. One of the movies did that. The second movie, I think.
Yeah, possibly. The second one sucked. I remember that.
I blocked the second one from my mind. To me, it was only the first.
It wasn't that good. I do enjoy. I rewatched it recently, and I enjoyed the acrobatics throughout the movie.
Uh-huh.
Good
Apparently, they
acrobatics.
got a new Mummy movie coming out. Not. I mean, they're making obviously a Brendan Fraser Mummy, but no, this one's like the Tom Cruise female Mummy.
They're continuing that one?
Releasing another one.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's rated R. I saw the trailer for it. It looked terrible.
I love.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping that if they did a follow-up, it would actually be good.
I love the first movie because it's so bad. It's bad in the good way.
Granted, Tom Cruise wasn't in the trailer, so I could be wrong and it'd just be a random Mummy movie. But yeah, it's literally called Mummy.
Mummy.
Now, Wrangler, that video I sent you, we probably want to see that before we get too far away from discussing Harry Potter and Black Snape.
Okay, fair enough.
Squirrel?
I think was it Nerdrotic that put this one together?
Yeah.
It was somebody on Nerdrotic's team.
Flagged. It's whoever does his thumbnails.
All right. Do we have it up over?
Oh, has everybody already seen it? Okay.
I'm Black Snape. Yeah. I'm Black Snape.
You don't think that tune's gonna get you flagged?
I don't know.
Black cloak, black skin. Walk the hall, they whispering. Cauldron bubble, I'm different. Dark eyes don't flinch, just glimmering. House points, man, miss me. Came from pain, they history. Same blood, they fear, they diss me. But they copy my brew, still sip me. Side eye from the portraits. Cold stone, but my soul scorched. They ain't teach where I'm from. Had to learn from the alleys and the torch. Half prince in the world, they hate. Half rage in the narrow gate. Half hood in the castle gate. Hold me, never run from Black Snake. Walking through the dark. One day my hand and a X in my heart. Turn that fear to a spell, then I spark. Yeah. I've been cursed from the start. Black Snake. They talk war on the streets. I see more than they see in the tower. Drive by, man, I glide by stealth. Roll stick, bring stone, cold shower. I ain't glorified shots, that's great. That's moms in black, that's wage. Of boys that ain't make old age. So I ain't my rage at the cage.
The snake clothes do look stupid.
And that is
that?
what he wears. That is what he wears in this series. Is like it looked like a zip up.
That
jumper
zip up
underneath.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they were trying to make him look more urban?
I hope
think so.
not.
I think so because
You know what's funny? I can't unsee it. Somebody did a side by side comparison of the
Black
Snape
Snape.
from the from the trailer to the guy from Good Burger, and it looks.
Oh, no. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. They take your order.
Turn that fear to a spell, then I spark. Yeah. I've been cursed from the start. Black Snake.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Do you think he's making meth?
That definitely reminds me of Harry Potter.
More like Harry Pothead.
Somebody did another one
Yep.
where it was Harry, Hermione, and Ron on the train, and they were talking in slang. It was ridiculous.
Hey,
That's good.
I think we lost an artist. Where did Frederick go?
Oh yeah. I was gonna talk about him right now. Frederick.
Oh, he said in the private chat he had to go. He'll catch us later.
Oh, okay. Talk about it later. Black Snape, huh? What's next? Irish Blade?
Oh, I hope not.
Michael Cera is Shaft.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
I'd watch that. I'd watch the shit out of that.
What's funny is Donald Glover made a joke about that in his stand-up routine, and he was like, "I would pay to see Michael Cera as Shaft."
Dude, that's a spectacle of the century. Bring back his career. I don't know. His movie career. Maybe he's producing or something.
The last time I went to the theater, by the way, was to see. It was a truly awful film. It
Yeah.
was. It was like. It was. It was like somebody took a bunch of really great, interesting visual sci-fi ideas, and strung them together with like a dog shit plot. It was called.
Oh.
It was a crowd-funded film done by Luc Besson called Valerian, based on the French comic.
I seen that in theaters. I like the first act. That is all. Okay, I like the part when the guns start going off. Like, ooh, yay!
What
Like-
bugs me is the characters are kind of wooden. Like after they did that job at Big Market, like their whole team got killed, and they like hopped in their thing and flew away, acting like, oh, that was just normal. No remorse for their fallen teammates whatsoever. I'm like, why are they not? They're not psychopaths, are they?
But like, think about it. It's like the interdimensional market with like the interaction happening through the boxes, and
So
then like
unique.
the underwater area, and then like Rihanna the shapeshifter, and all of these different things like on their own are kind of interesting, fun ideas. So it's almost like Luc Besson just like picked up a notebook, like he picked up his fucking dream journal and said, "How can I turn this into a movie?" Yeah.
Well, it is based off of a comic.
Kind of like what's that current game that's hot, the Crimson Desert or whatever?
Yeah, that's the one.
From some of the descriptions I've heard, it kind of sounds like they just went, "Hey, what would be cool to have in a computer game?" And then they just went through everything and tried to add it all.
Well, that's what Power World was, and it was fantastic.
What a
Think
world!
about it.
What a power world!
Power World had a combination, but like that before Poca Pika. Technically, Power World had that whole base building reconstruction thing, so it had like a sim simulator with Pokemon, and it had guns and battles, and I mean, they basically literally asked an AI what people liked and threw it together into Power World.
I sadly I missed Power World because at the same time Power World came out, I was like waist deep in Nightingale.
Well,
All right.
apparently, sometime this year, Power World's releasing the full game. It's
wasn't
it's
fully
in beta,
released?
but they're releasing. It's called Power World
Wow.
1.0. It's going to be the full world.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know much more about
What-
that.
What
it was
happened?
supposed to be done. It was supposed to be done earlier this year, but they had to postpone it because of, I guess, gameplay reasons.
So Maji, what happened with the whole lawsuit with
Sony?
Nintendo? Did they have to change a bunch of stuff?
It's okay. So they changed a lot of stuff prior to the lawsuit going on, but it's gotten interesting because, well, Japan denied half the patents that Nintendo said Power World was copywriting, and so technically they're getting their butts kicked right now. It's still ongoing, but with
You mean
Japan
that?
saying-
Do you mean that Japan said that Nintendo accused Power World of violating?
Yeah. But Japan actually sided with Power World. They're like, these are way too common in video games. We can't let you patent these and claim they're all yours because they actually listed like 5 or 6 different games that use the same mechanics that were before a lot of the Pokemon ones,
Yeah.
including Ark Survival. And what was even more funny, one of the games decided against them was actually Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go was a third-party program.
Yeah, it's Niantic and
Oh.
CIA.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
the thing about patent trolls is it's easier to lay claim to a patent and then troll other companies for it, and they'll just pay the license because it's cheaper than fighting it in court. But because it's very expensive to fight a patent claim in court. But if you do fight it, most court cases that take it all the way, the patents end up getting revoked.
Especially where Nintendo's like, you can't capturing monsters is our thing. Well, no, actually, technically, it wasn't just them. Ark Survival had their own version of cryopods. A couple other games had it. Then they're like, you can't mount pets or you can't mount animals and ride them in game. Well, the game that they sourced for that was Legend of Zelda.
Well, what about Joust?
Exactly.
Yep.
They had this big old long list of different games, not just from Nintendo, but other games in general that used those mechanics, and it was never a big deal until now. And Japan's patents office, like, yeah, no, try again.
I mean, let's be real. Like current day Nintendo absolutely deserves to get its ass raffle stomped in court.
Oh, we lost. Oh, there he is.
I hate to agree with that, but as a Nintendo fan, I have to say Nintendo needs to be humbled.
Yeah,
Yes.
bad moves.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of bad faith stuff, and it needs to stop.
They deserve a great dishonor upon the family.
I would like to see them kind of go back to the ways of old when Gupoi was part of the company, and
They're not.
you know,
I mean, look who
they-
their
they
head of
won't,
US is. It's the freaking EA CEO that decided to introduce freaking ads into games.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but my big worry with the whole Power World thing, I'm like, if Nintendo succeeds at this, what are they going to do when they turn their eyes toward the Metroidvania genre? That would have been a bloodbath for so many indie game makers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why Japan's patent office is like, yeah, no, you got to rethink this, buddy.
Plus, like, you say indie game makers, there are a ton of Pokemon knockoff indie games. There's a bunch of them. I own like 2 of them.
Oh, what cracked me up was a very much Pokemon-like game from an indie game maker was actually showcased on one of Nintendo's directs for the indie showcase, and they're showing this thing that looks a lot like Power World, but Nintendo had no problem with them doing it. It's like
I like the idea of,
What's going on?
Japan's patent office rejecting these patents not because of any kind of legal precedent or structure, but just because they're like, you're drunk, Nintendo, go home.
Well, there is such a thing even here called being laughed out of court.
Pokemon Go wasn't actually a game. It was a data collection service pretending to be a game.
Yeah.
Yep. It was funded literally by the CIA. Oh, yeah.
Aren't most mobile games a data collection?
It was much more nefarious than that.
It was mapping out like where people hang out, and
It was mapping out the world. It was getting like
Housing
real
information.
time in like stuff from your camera and stuff about your neighborhoods, what they look like. And what they were even doing was they were sending people to collect data at specific locations in game where what it will be in game, the way it worked is it will say like, oh, scan this location and get a reward. This is when I uninstalled the game because they have like those Pokemon gyms, and I thought it was just going to be something invisible in the sky. No one could see that I just scanned on my phone. But when I got there, it said, all right, now just put your camera forward and do a whole 360 circle all around you, please. I was like, all right, I'm uninstalling this right now.
Yeah,
I played
it for a little bit, but I was using GPS spoofers.
I played the precursor to Pokemon Go, the one with the portals and the 2 factions.
Oh yeah. Niantic's other one. I forgot what it's called.
I remember seeing a meme. It showed a car pileup and it says Nintendo introduces Mario Kart Go.
I'm gonna launch a game now called Koromon, and then you can tell me if that looks like it's Pokemon.
I can tell you right now that sounds like a Digimon name.
It is, doesn't it? Which Digimon's another one. Digimon's hella close to Pokemon.
That was also one of the ones that they were argued against. It's like Digimon. No,
Digimon, the much more realistic,
it even has
brutal one.
Mon in the name.
Yeah.
There's an important question we're not asking here, though, which is, James, what kind of sandwich are you?
That depends, because various ingredients go bad and you just got to replace them.
He's cheesy. He's definitely a cheesy sandwich.
Oh, there's cheese in there. Right now, there's some cheddar. Nice fluffy cheddar on top of some Black Forest ham and some white bread.
Looks a little weak to me, but you know.
All right. Oh, this is from 15 minutes ago. I wasn't keeping up with the chat. My apologies. Christy said, I'm going to go. I want to jump and say hi. I need to get my head straight before tomorrow. Love you guys.
All right.
Have a great night, Christy.
Bye, bud.
Readout says, I don't think Lee Corrin's The Mummy has anything to do with the Mummy 4 of Fraser franchise.
No, it doesn't. It's separate. I just found the timing odd.
Yep. Which was your next comment. Readout says, Good Burger is one of the movies to ever movie.
Yeah. That was like a Keenan and Kel spinoff right before they left. Nickelodeon.
All that.
Yeah. I missed that show. It's funny. Stupid though. Real stupid.
Well, anyway, Maji.
Yeah.
Something happened today. Something awesome.
Yeah, we'll see.
What happened?
Want to talk about it?
I guess.
Sweet.
Sorry, I'm killing Scorched. I'm playing Fallout.
Let me just call it up on here.
But the paperback went live today. The official release thing's tomorrow, and then the hardback goes live on Wednesday.
Oh,
all right.
There was a slight error, so the hardback and paperback couldn't be released at the same time. You guys know how that happens.
Yes, The Legend of Shalar by Maji Nell, author. The Animated Moon, illustrator. Nicholas Vincent Nunez, illustrator, and 3 more. Let's see who the other 3 are on here. You got Daniel P. Riley. You got Geno.
That's it. I kind of feel bad. I had to
Nice.
delete because Daniel became my editor. I had to delete my old reviews from when I reviewed his books before he became my editor. But they might see that as a conflict of interest. So
All right, and now the toughest part to write of an entire book, I'm going to read it now. It's the blurb.
actually, Daniel helped me. I cheated.
Hey, you know what? If I could have a way to cheat for getting my blurb written, I'd do it too.
Actually, for me, the hardest thing was the about the author. I hated it.
Oh, that was the easiest thing for me to do. I just didn't do one.
Daniel said it was for me and built characters, so I had no choice.
Yeah, I went to do an about the author, and I thought about it, I was like, well, it's not about me; it's about the characters. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about me. So
There
I
is a
just
way
didn't
to
bother.
cheat, Wrangler. You just plug your whole book into Chat GPT as a single file and then tell it write the back of book blurb.
You know what? I should probably take my already published one, stick that into Grok just to see what it spits out. See how much it gets wrong. Let's
Oh,
see.
no, because one of
Sometimes
my
it's not
main
all that
characters is a Minotaur, because that stupid milking farm book right now. Grok actually, I was playing around. Grok actually thought it was a romance novel. I'm like, there is no romance in this story.
Okay, let's see. It says, when danger arises, heroes answer the call. And then there's these guys. Governor Reese of, all right, let's see if I get the pronunciation right. Esagor?
Esagor, close enough.
Yes! First try. Governor Reese of Esagor can't catch a break. Between diplomatic meetings with baffling minotaurs and arguments with spoony, let me get the cursor out of the way, with spoony bards, a devastating calamity threatens not only his sleepy town, but all the world itself. With the aid of a minotaur chieftain, Hunter, and his best friend Alvar, a shape-shifting warden, Reese finds himself leading a gaggle of unlikely adventurers in an overweight night with delusions of grandeur. I
It's a little
can't.
long sentence.
Yeah, words. Too many words for my. I don't talk well.
I honestly
there's a
think
typo
we
there.
accidentally left out a comma.
Yeah, a tinkersmith dwarf and his obnoxious ram, not to mention a talking otter and its servants. Together, these defenders of Esagor face boiling rivers, treacherous mountains, and shattering earthquakes. But when the devilish designer of their world's destruction appears, what began as a quest to save it becomes an epic battle of good versus evil. Join this ragtag band of adventurers as they risk it all in The Legend of Shalar.
So there's a typo in there.
Is there?
Yep, leading a gaggle of unlikely adventurers in an overweight night with delusions of grandeur.
It's supposed to be and.
Oops. And. Oh well. Too late now.
Hey, hold on, I just highlighted something that says Ask Rufus. What does this have to do with naked mole rats?
Oh. Damn it.
Or is
I
Rufus,
don't
is
think
Rufus
I
Amazon's
picked it
AI?
either.
Is that the name of Amazon's AI, Rufus?
I don't know. That'd be funny though.
It is. It is the name of their AI.
Yep, it is.
Yep.
So, Maji, tell us how this story came to be.
It's actually your fault.
Don't blame me. Blame Billy Bobsack.
But no, it was just a joke. We were all trying to figure out a way to help promote a friend's channel, Drink with Crazy, actually. But that was before he decided to take almost a 6-month break. And the story just kind of happened. It definitely had. I don't know how to say this, but I'm not entirely sure how it happened without basically help from God. Let's just say that.
Wait a second.
Well, nothing happens without help from God.
The talking otter is actually TLO.
Yeah.
Yes, inspired by.
Inspired by. It's actually so the otter is an otter because of him, but it isn't him. Personality is actually based off of somebody really close to me. And then on top of that, inspiration actually came from Mr. Beaver from Chronicles of Narnia.
Cool.
Mr. and Mrs. Beaver are the cutest couple for talking animals.
Not to be confused with the demon beavers of Record of the Paladins.
No.
Marriage goals, the beavers from Chronicles of Narnia.
Cute. They even in their old age, they're still playing with each other. They give each other a hard time, but at the end of the day, they just want to hold each other.
Yeah. So this started from a bunch of us using The Legend of Shalar as a prompt for a short story. So a bunch of us wrote short stories based on The Legend of Shalar, and Maji's kind of expanded and then expanded some more, and then some more, and then some more.
And then 4 editions later became a book.
Yep, and now it's a full-blown novel on Amazon, available now.
So the Maji Nail thing. Okay, so Maji is my nickname that I've had for over 20 years. So what it was when I worked at Disney World, I had to learn a bunch of African words, and Maji was one of them, which translates to water. Well, then I took a side job during summer between classes in college out of scout camp, and they're like, you have to learn nature name, or you have to have nature names so it's more interactive with the students. And I'm like, I really don't want to be a hippie tree hugger. So, so I picked Maji, and so a lot of the Girl Scouts called me that, and because when I went back to the real world, I worked at a restaurant. A lot of the Girl Scouts would come through the restaurant and still call me Maji. So my friend, when I was working at the camp, actually made my YouTube channel Maji Chan. She's a big weeb, and so Chan at the end of his friend term endearment, and so I just kept it over the years. And then Nell is play on my name just because my real name is so common that there were 6 different authors with my name. No matter how I put it, I couldn't get it to stand out, so I just went with my YouTube name and then played on the last name.
Yeah. By the way, I just put the link in the live chat on all 3 sites, YouTube, Rumble, and X Twitter, to your book. So in the live chat is the link to Maji's book, so you can go check it out.
So here's the thing. So one, I don't get sued. And 2, the story, the characters, they're all based off of imagination, but they're nods to people that we know. So, like, Alvar is actually a nod to Nomad, Wrangler's cat. King
That's
Bawb.
my panel tonight.
Yeah.
But I don't think the
He-
whole Judeo thing really is a big deal. Oh, sorry, I'm replying to something on Twitter right now.
Oh.
Which
But,
I'm actually doing it voice, and I'm leaving all this in.
So yeah, not to be sued. I did
Yeah.
get permission from everybody here, but they aren't actually those characters. They
I'm
are
not
based off my
necessarily
imagination.
sure they could sue, if I'm being honest.
Technically, they can, but I got permission, so I'm safe. But
Because
but
there's a lot
like
of that.
the situations, the personalities,
Yeah.
all of that has nothing to actually do with them. They were just little nods to the community.
The community.
Oh, the friends.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've gotten the old Iron Age gang together.
Yeah, but
So how's
hopefully
it feel,
you guys
though?
like
How's it feel being a published author, though?
It's weird. It
Feel a little
hasn't quite
vulnerable?
hit me. Granted, I'm still waiting for my author copy.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't gotten it yet.
You can't order them until they go live.
Oh, is that
The
like a
only thing you
damn
can-
Amazon thing?
Yeah, you can order a proof, but it hadn't come in the mail yet, just to see if the
yeah.
cover fits. But
Yeah. Always,
I trust
always get
Daniel's
the proof.
judgment.
If I'm being honest,
Mhm.
always go for the proof.
It just hadn't come in yet. Keep in mind, I live out in the middle of nowhere.
I ordered a physical copy earlier today, so
Aw,
it
thank
should
you.
hopefully be showing up by, I think, Thursday.
But one of the bad guys, AC was a little too excited to have his name attached to the bad guy. It's actually
Which he'll be on Proof of Comics on Frederick's channel tomorrow night.
Oh, really? Nice.
Who's going to
Well-
be on there?
AC Pritchard.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be missing Proof of Comics because that's when my live stream goes, or that's during my live stream with Royce.
Gotcha. You're doing
Or
a little
the-
bit of a campaign
Little-
right now.
It's not really tomorrow is unintentionally designed to be really busy, but tomorrow I'm coming on with James and Snow just
Yeah.
for their stream, and then immediately following I'm going to Royce for the big actual debut of the novel, like the debut stream, and then ending it with Iron Seas. I didn't plan this. It
Oh
just
wow!
Smash them
It's
all
gonna
in
be a
together.
long-
Which should also have AC Pritchard and Kahuna, who we
Yes.
saw earlier.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only fitting. This was kind of inspired by the community.
Uh-huh.
There's,
So what-
there's
when
little
they-
nods to people.
When they make the film Maji, are you going to let them make the otter Somalian?
Like I
That's
said,
funny.
the otter, yes, Lord Otter is the otter is an actual otter because of Lord Otter, but they're more inspired by C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Otter.
Is he going to be played by Idris Elba?
That'd be funny.
Like I said, his personality's different.
I love it.
And you guys know. But
He doesn't
I'm
like
hoping...
he doesn't like clams, only bananas and rice.
Actually, he likes fish.
Wow.
He does mention that. But yeah, I gotta be careful what I say because I don't want people to like take it literally and try to sue me for. But everybody who was actually involved knows the characters involved.
There we go. The otter with six-pack abs.
Yep.
Character in your book. Right there, I just
But
like
yeah,
Thanks, I hate it.
the story, the personalities, how they act,
Uh-huh.
it was all out of my imagination. The just the little nods that kind of inspired the characters.
Yeah. That's just the word you got to
to.
cling on to. Just say they were inspired by it.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna read it on Kindle Unlimited and then immediately sue Maji.
Please don't shut my book down. I've worked too hard on it.
Yep.
It's
It's only
taken
3.5 years of work. That's nothing.
It's taken 3 years and 4 editions and a lot of money for lessons on how to write.
Yeah, well, you got lessons from definitely from a giant in the industry, Mr. Daniel P. Riley over at Whimsyland, and a lot of help from Geno, who has saved my butt a time or two.
Oh, Geno, hands down, Geno, man. Hiring him was the best thing I ever did. And to be honest, it was probably the most sketchy sounding too, because at the time didn't have a way to pay him, so I paid him with Amazon gift cards.
Oh, fun.
Not sketchy at all.
If anybody asks me why I'm suing Maji, I'll just say, "How dare you question my lived experience?"
How dare you?
No, like I said, all the situations are kind of just made up in imagination. And those who were actually inspired by anything, they already knew and got permission. So.
No, I'm only talking about it because you seem like really specifically afraid of getting sued for some reason.
Because 1, this is my first book, and 2, it is inspired by people.
She's got a case of the paranoia.
Is
Yes, I do.
it that the characters are inspired by
No.
real people, or is it that the characters are inspired by real people and total assholes or something?
I mean, I do remember you being a bit what I would consider over cautious about the font on your cover for basically the same reason.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm saying that as somebody who's like, I do graphic design work. I would fonts all the time. Like, I've never seen anyone so afraid before.
That is because you can actually get sued for your fonts.
Well, that's why you just license them.
But no, actually, my fonts were handwritten by a friend.
Use
for the cover.
Use Papyrus so that James Cameron can sue you.
Well, he just licensed them. Well, actually, the reason you see so much of those basic fonts is just to save money. They'll always use the exact same handful of fonts that are all just sort of like either in public domain or come with some software that they've licensed. Like if you open any sort of software you license, like Word, every single font in there it has its own license for you to use.
Well, you guys got to remember, I just said I worked for Disney. I've worked for some of the most evil companies in the world as a pee-on floor person. So, if people can try to figure out a way to get money from you, they will.
I want to see Nintendo and Disney take each other to court over a copyright claim. That would be an epic battle.
Dude, that would last 15 years. Disney would drag it out, and Nintendo would hit it with everything they got to the point it stonewalls everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, Nintendo tends to go after smaller companies that can't afford to fight back, but
well, not only that, but Nintendo tried to sue the U.S. government, and the U.S. government just put it on hold indefinitely.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, we'll get to it eventually, maybe.
Wrangler, if you want to bring up my screen real quick.
But no, I hate to sound paranoid. I really do. It's a fun story.
You're paranoid, Monty.
I am paranoid.
Hey, I had all sorts of paranoia when I was publishing my first book, so I understand.
Yeah. What you see before you on the screen is not Pokemon.
Is Frederick just gone? What happened?
Yeah, he had to dip out. He left a message in the private chat.
There are
okay.
maybe a dozen different games that look and operate exactly like Pokemon, like what you see in front of you right now. Here are all my not Pokemon I can choose from. But just replace the Pokeball, and you're basically there already.
Yo, that Pokemon just turned into a yo-yo.
So yeah, anybody who's played Pokemon, this probably looks more like Pokemon than that Monster Rancher game you guys are talking about.
You just did a teleportation lick?
Basically. Which I might save for a book in the future.
Zapdog used sensual lick. It's super effective.
Yeah. But, when I heard of that whole Pokemon BS, it reminded me of this game right here, which I'm probably not going to complete because the novelty already wore off. But yeah, I mean, look at it. It's basically just a ripoff. I wouldn't even call it inspired. It's a ripoff.
This is the Pokemon at home.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon at home. We got Pokemon at home, kids.
What is that?
It's like a ball of lightning. I would say that they definitely have a lot more starter Pokemon in this, not Pokemon that I remember. Choose this guy. I don't remember any of these games. I don't remember the last time I played this game. Oh, it's like a.
I guess I gotta get comfortable talking about my book, considering fact the stupid streams tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah. How much do I have to spend?
No, actually, Daniel and I tried to keep the price relatively inexpensive. Problem is, it's just under 300 pages with illustrations, so production-wise, it was a little bit much.
$12.99 is very reasonable for a book that size.
Yeah, we made it $12.99 for the paperback, and then if you decide to do the hardback, which I more did the hardback because I want it in hardback, so it was my own selfish reason there. It's going to be $21.99, and that comes out Wednesday.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. So pretty much you're keeping it as low as you can.
Now, who are you using as a publisher?
It's just on Amazon right now because I didn't do the second wave of beta readers. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I did the first wave of beta readers after the second draft. That was before I hired Daniel, and then out of the 5 people I asked, only 2 finished, which told me I needed to hire Daniel. What it was Daniel, even though he's an editor, he also offers a tutoring service. And I took advantage of his tutoring service because from the feedback I was getting, the story was good, it had potential. The characters a lot, but the 2 people that read it completely loved the characters. But the problem was the writing was just not there. It was really hard for them to finish.
Yeah.
So, Maji, it sounds like you had plenty of beta readers. Let me know when you're ready for Sigma readers.
But
so Daniel really helped you polish your craft there.
Yeah, what we did was that's actually why it took so long, was ended up scrapping most of the book. And almost starting from scratch. We had the outline, and then him and I went through basically chapter by chapter. The way he did his interviews, it felt like a reporter. He kept asking questions and then made you start thinking in the way of a writer. And more importantly, because he understood literary things and stuff like that, when you finally got stumped and couldn't finish it, that's where you knew you needed to work on. And then, of course, some of the grammar tips and, let's just say I learned more from Daniel than I have years of college essay writing. It took a while. It definitely was slow paced doing it, but it was worth it. And like I said, you can't really put a tag on the knowledge, especially since this is something that I can continue on to do myself. It was to the point by the end of it, when I was going over it, I could tell where expedition dumps were. I could tell what it means to literally show and not tell your audience. In fact, I ended up writing 2 additional chapters because I was getting bored with the dialogue because I felt like it was just all telling.
Yeah. So Daniel P. Riley came in, slammed his fist on the table, and screamed,
Just do it!
I called it writing boot camp. It's what it felt like. I mean, there were days I felt completely like deflated, like I wasn't doing it right. But at the same time, it wasn't like he was insulting or anything. It's just because you were getting grilled. But just like boot camp, you have to break yourself down in order to build yourself up. And that was what we were doing. Like I said, I ended up writing 2 editions because what it was the way my story's designed. Most of your stories have a simple, it's kind of like a roller coaster. You have the big hill, you have the climax, and then you call it good, right? Well, mine is kind of like set up in acts. So you got Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. But, so it's basically 2-hill roller coaster, like a camel hump. Well, problem was when I wrote it, the bottom out between the 2 climaxes was so bad. I mean, I was like, I'm bored and I'm the writer. How is the reader gonna finish this? And so after about a week, actually, I kept postponing it. I kept postponing our next appointment because I wanted more time to just figure this out. Because, like I said, the way it felt like an interview with him. It felt like I was being grilled by a drill sergeant, and I knew where I needed to fix it. But he's like, this is the way you have it written. You got to figure this out. And then I'm like, you know what? You're right. It is the way I have it written. I highlighted it and deleted it all.
Here's an excerpt from Maji's book. It's one of the action scenes. Here we go.
But I ended
Minotaur
up.
Fu.
It oddly enough, it was the introduction of Milak, the actual otter. But I ended up completely rewriting it, making it a lot more interesting, making a little bit more chaos to his intro. But then I added an all new character that wasn't in anywhere else in the story. Actually, you're gonna laugh. Called him simply the Kahuna, who was the king of the Nereids. The Nereids were part of the story, but I went ahead and asked Kahuna, and he's like, "That's fine. Sure." But anyway, so we ended up making that. But what it allowed me to do was not only add some more chaos to make it interesting, so it's not so boring between dialogue and craziness. But it allowed me to introduce a magic element. So instead of the audience reading this really boring from dialogue of he said, she said, it allowed me to introduce this character who then was able to use his magic and show you, the reader, what was going on.
Nice. Yeah, when I do the whole he said, she said, and it starts kind of going on too much, what I like to do is wrap my dialogue in action. Start getting my characters moving around, doing stuff.
And that's what I was kind of hoping. And so, but in all honesty, that was just some of the things I learned from Daniel, because I knew there was a problem. I didn't know how to address it. And he just flat out told me, he's like, this is how you have it written. And then it's like, okay, I need to change how it's written. So I did. I deleted it.
Oh, nice. So here's the thing. What are you gonna write next? Thought about that?
I haven't. Part of me wants to keep writing, but I didn't want to start another project until this one was done, just because I know me. I'll have like 5 or 6 started projects and nothing finished.
Do you feel like you could write another book?
Well, Because in fact, I have 8 unused ISBNs. Sure.
There you go. That's the one thing that's kind of kept me from going to the publishing side of things, is the whole ISPN and, you know, having to scratch a lot of other freaking services back before you can publish your so-called product.
Well, in all honesty, I wouldn't have been able to afford it, but my brother and one of my best friends gave me money for my birthday, and I used that
All right,
ISBN.
Yeah, you get crazy out there.
I didn't tell them that's what I did, but that's
I
what I
get your
did with my
cash.
birthday money.
You know.
It was extra money I didn't have to worry about. And
Mhm.
so I put it to good use and hopefully made an investment.
Obviously, you should scalp your remaining ISBNs.
You can't do it quite that way. It's designed so you can't.
How many do you have to buy
But,
together?
The cheapest package, because I did the math, because you have to have a different ISPN for a different type book you have, like hardback, paperback. Digital you don't have to, because digital's relatively new and didn't fall into the old laws. But you have, for each version you have to have a different ISPN. Well, if you buy just the single ISPN and the single barcode, it equaled out to be about $120. And then so for 2 of them, I was looking at almost $400, and the package of 10 was just cheaper than that.
Oh wow.
So it's cheaper to buy the
Yep.
package of 10 than it is to buy the individuals.
Yep, sounds like it.
That's why I say it's kind of scammy there, because, you know, this is the whole ISBN thing. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, how does Boker have a monopoly on that? I do not understand. I might
They
have to
probably
look into
just-
that one day.
In all honesty, probably because they got it established back when it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, I'm probably paying somebody in the government as well. Got their own little something or other going on. It's like, hey, you want to publish a book? Well, you have to give us money, and then we'll let you publish this many books, and then you got to give us more money if you want to publish more. We're totally not scamming you.
A separate ISBN for your ebook, your paperback, your hardcover, and your audio.
It's
all
all
four.
bullshit.
You need a completely separate ISBN or IBS, whatever those letters are, for each book.
Yeah.
It's not irritable bowel syndrome frequency.
It feels like it when
Yeah, you want to bet?
It is bullshit, sir.
Here's the thing: what would happen if you just finished your book and then put it up on Amazon as an ebook, and then got like 1,000 copies printed off of like Lulu, and sold them?
Here's the problem with that. It makes it incredibly easy to steal because it's not official.
I mean,
And then Amazon, the way the KDP works, they assign you their version of an ISPN number, but with that number, they control the distribution rights of that particular one.
Yep. You
Right,
take
but you
those Amazon ISBNs and you cannot publish them on any other platform. But with a Boker ISBN, you can publish it on any platform.
What a world.
But I mean, when you write your book, you own the copyright to it, don't you? Like automatically?
It's the distribution rights.
Copyright, yes. As she said, the distribution rights is another matter.
There's a lot of copyright is like its own mess across the freaking board in every single medium, and there's like copyrights within copyrights, like they said, distribution rights. Like let's talk about music videos. Did you know every single music video has its own copyright? That explicit performance has its own copyright, and different companies own different performances for the exact same song. Copyright's a bitch. and probably scammy as hell too.
But it is what it is. I'm actually happy.
But you did
that,
it.
Yeah, I'm happy that my friends were awesome enough to give me birthday money.
There you go.
And I can't complain. I mean, this whole journey has been crazy. Part of me is scared that I'll probably screw something up, but another part of me is glad it's done. I've learned a lot, and who knows, maybe some good will come from this book, or some good will come from the next book.
Yeah, you just got to keep it up, you know. Like, it takes books after books after books for people to establish themselves today. It really depends on what your end goal is, you know. Just to publish a book alone is so much more than what a lot of people who strive to achieve that goal do. So,
yep, you finished it, which is what about 99% of potential authors don't do.
Yeah, especially spending years
actually,
on it too.
Yep, I spent years on it. No AI went into it. I was playing around with Grok just to see, you know, after everything was done, just to play around, but didn't take any of its suggestions, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like I like using Grok for researching physics, calculating things like, hey, how long does it take to get from Earth to the heliopause at the speed in 1 hour? How fast is the ship going if it takes 1 hour to get there? Stuff like that. And I also, thanks to James pointing this out to me, I now like to use it to generate conlangs, but
generate what?
Conlangs, constructed languages.
Oh yeah, it's good for that too.
I was considering writing a book, and one of the things I asked it for, because I'm no good at like plot construction, was like, hey, I'm about 20% into this story. What is something I can seed now that I can then call back to at the end of the book for an emotional or narrative payoff, and give me like broad ideas, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. How'd it go?
It wasn't very helpful. The suggestions were too generic, and they didn't give me enough of an idea of like it didn't give me much of an idea of methodology, like how to recognize those opportunities while you're in the midst of writing.
Yeah. Well, there are writing is an art form. That's what I've learned from watching dozens upon dozens of like interviews and workshops and classes. Is there's so many different ways to achieve it that everybody has almost their own unique style. But plotting. I know Brandon Sanderson has a video on plotting that's pretty good, where he talks about all the different methodologies of plotting. Using one as an example, one of my initial plot structures I use was one that was pretty much an easy way to sort of spell it. I was like, it's trouble, more trouble, impossible trouble, resolve. Those were sort of the plot beats. Character gets into some trouble right off the back. He tries to solve it. He finds himself in deeper trouble, but gets a little bit of illumination on the overall possible mystery or plot. You know, everything goes forward. He tries to solve it even further. He makes a little bit of headway, but finds himself in a ridiculous amount of trouble. And then you just keep going. Your next beat is the resolve. How it gets all resolved and wrap up together in a bow tie. But there's a bunch of different ones. That's like a very, very easy one right there. There's a bunch of different plot formulas and stuff.
Yeah, the plot formula, that's the thing. I'm just no good at like laying out the bones of a story. If somebody comes to me with the bones and asks for ideas, I can be like, well, you could throw this in there and that in there and then do this later. And they're like, oh, that's a really good idea. But like in terms of like laying out the bones of a story. I'm just terrible at it, and like my anxiety around that sort of prevents me from wanting to put a
But
great.
once you got the bones laid out, you can go and just play with it after that.
Yeah, it's a lot of it is that like I'm nervous about putting a ton of effort and creativity and heart into something and then having it turn out dog shit.
Trust me, I know that feeling.
Yeah, we all know that feeling.
Well, you don't have to release it. You could write a story and then just you see what your personal friends think about it, give their honest opinions, and then shape it up from there.
Yep.
I mean,
practice.
When I say being nervous about it, I almost my book was complete, and I almost deleted it before I published it. That's how nervous I was.
Oh, trust me, I'm like super like freaking nervous and
I forgot my freaking mic was on again. I was seeing my dog wanted to leave my room because it's by the door.
But at the same time, I mean, because of that, I ended up scrapping my entire first book that I thought was done. In fact, Wrangler and James both can admit that I was excited. I thought I did it first time around, and then after the beta writers, it was just like, oh shoot, I need to learn how to write. Apparently.
Well, it's an art form. It's an art form, which also comes with taste. I say that because it's impossible to please everybody. There's going to be people that love your book. There's going to be people that hate your book. There's going to be people in between.
And there's also petty people that want to see the world burn.
Yeah, well, they don't buy books.
This is true. Yeah, rule number one, I think we learned it from Hollywood. Don't cater to the audiences that don't watch your stuff to begin with.
Oh no.
Yep.
I wrote the story how I would like a story. And I hope somebody else will like it. And if they don't, then I did my best. I'm not going to say don't buy my book. Yeah. That's terrible attitude. But I mean, like I did take my beta readers' feedback, the ones who finished and even the ones who didn't. I did take it into consideration and tried my best to make it more palatable. But at the end of the day, it's still a story that I wrote, that I enjoy.
Maji, you're an author.
Yeah,
or at least you have authored.
You're an author, Maji.
Now I just gotta see what the readers think this time, because, like I said, I didn't do the reader after we were done. I figured so much time had gone by just because the fact that, had to completely rewrite the book. 4 editions total. Daniel, it was only 2. But I figured it was time, which, oddly enough, fell on Easter week.
Oh, all right, there you go.
Well, no, it wasn't intentional, but
I figured as
like
much.
I said, there was definitely divine help with this book when I was writing it.
You're a wizard, Maji.
No, I'm not saying it's a Christian novel or anything. It's just how everything came together. It's actually amazing I wrote it in the first place.
Yeah.
And it all started with a joke.
Yep.
Because we were all busting Royce's nuts.
Yep.
The writer's euphoria there.
Everyone should check out this book because Maji said the Holy Ghost was guiding her hand.
No. But that's just it. In order to write, I actually... Well, I don't know what I can and can't say. But, no, in order to write... Okay, so Tolkien had this... I'm gonna totally corrupt this saying of Tolkien's, but I don't care. Tolkien actually said evil cannot create; it can only corrupt. And I have the same opinion when it comes to being an artist and a writer, anything where you're trying to create. If you are not in the right mindset, it won't turn out right. Something won't. You'll. I don't know how to explain it very well. It's weird, but
I get it. They kind of have a similar thing when it comes to cooking, where you have to sort of be in the right emotional state of being, or else the food's just not going to come out good.
Dude, I've had like a Spanish grandma yell at you because you're in a bad mood around tamales.
Yeah, like that.
But
Emotion affects the art.
It does, and I am a very very firm believer that you could tell what the artist is feeling when you're listening to like music and stuff. That you're just like, man, they are not into this concert or stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Actually, I had to write Elizabeth having a bit of a freak out, so I went and wrote it when I was in a bad mood.
Yeah, that way it was more believable, right? But
Yeah.
So when I was writing, I tried really hard to try to bring in good vibes. I would pray and meditate and try to figure out what I was doing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because I at the time, especially when I first started writing, I was in a very, very dark place in my life, and I didn't want my writing to reflect that. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be energetic. I wanted people to use it as an escape and just get lost in a story. Why? Because that's what I want to read. When I read, I want to be taken to another world and forget the shit around.
Yeah. Yes, you're exposing to us your writing methodologies and philosophies right here. These are aspects of your own personal style.
Sorry, I'm rambling. I just don't know how to explain
Well, that's
it.
kind of why we had you on here, to ramble about the book.
I feel like I'm more rambling about me.
That's all right. Like
well,
when
the
I
whole writing process is part of the ramble. So
when I talk to different authors and writers and stuff about their artwork, what they produce, it often reminds me of like martial arts and all the different martial arts styles, and I come to believe that they all primarily subscribe to a particular school of discipline. And so when you're talking and you're you say you're rambling, you're trying to form thoughts about what molded you into the writer you are, which is not really that easy to do the first time around without really sort of stepping back and examining your journey.
Well, like I said, because I didn't like how I was feeling. I didn't like the mindset I was in, because like I really was in a dark place, and I didn't want, if anybody was to read it, because at the time we were just writing it for fun for our friends. It wasn't supposed to be a book, as Wrangler knows. It was just supposed to be a bunch of short stories for a good time. And I didn't want how I was feeling to be transferred into that. I didn't want to risk that, especially since I am the first law of science. I'm a science geek. The first law of science, physics, biology, doesn't matter which strain of science. The very first law is matter cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed. And when you're creating a book, when you're creating a picture, when you're doing any of that, you're not actually creating it out of space. It's your energy, it's your thought, it's your imagination being transformed into a physical form. And the last thing I wanted to do, because I'm a firm believer of that, is I didn't want my friends to be feeling the same darkness that I was in. So I forced myself. Well, I didn't force myself. I would pray to be taken to a better mindset to make a story worth reading.
Isn't it strange though how you can
Yeah.
start in a dark place, when you start writing, it takes you out of it. Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's weird? I'm not there anymore. Like this whole book, the past 3 years, I have completely changed. It has physically and mentally changed me. I don't know how to explain it.
I think you're gonna
Sometimes
have
that's some of
to,
the toughest thing to learn how to articulate.
Yeah, I
You would
think you're
think
gonna
after
have
you
to.
write a whole book, you could be better at articulating, but no, that's not how it works.
Well, it's
No,
not
no,
that
no.
easy trying to explain a person's writing style.
I don't even think it's really a writing style. It's
Well, it's
The
a portion
process.
of your writing philosophy, which is a part of your style. Because my own writing philosophy comes from very much where I started, which was how to write pulp. And the whole philosophy was about type hard, type fast, make dough. Though I was focusing more on the first two. That's an actual philosophy, old pulp philosophy. Type hard, type fast, make dough. And I use that for my short stories, type hard, type fast. And it focuses primarily on centering yourself into, like, it's less about, once again, the difficulty of trying to explain these things. It's more about the martial arts aspect bleeding in here. Centering yourself around the moment, meaning you have this time to write. Damn how you feel, get to writing, sort of thing. So it's a different style altogether, a different school of study, if you will, which is why I find this so fascinating. I hope
the
that makes
story-
sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And for me, like I said, I didn't, because I am a firm believer in the transfer of energy. I mean, anybody who's studied any kind of science, I mean, even Wrangler probably knows what I'm talking about. But I'm a firm believer that you can feel like when an artist isn't there, or the song just, they don't care, they're just doing it for the paycheck. I mean, and I really didn't want my friends, because this whole project was a project of love. It was created to be a fun, just poke fun at somebody, have a good time, have a good laugh. And of course the guy who we were poking fun at was totally in on it too. But and so I wanted to keep it that way. I wanted to keep it hopeful. I mean, there's a lot of dark twists and turns in the story. One of the bad guys, pretty much got them on a ropes a couple of times. But at the same time, they still find hope in the small things. They still find just the little things that puts the smile on their faces, or a little sarcastic comment that can change the mood. And that's what I wanted it. I wanted it to be, even though it does have these dark, grim moments, there's still hope and light.
And sometimes those darker moments, by contrast, help that those little moments of light shine even brighter.
Yeah. Writing, man. It's a journey.
Okay, so how many people canceled their book after
Well, I haven't
they
yet.
would. I don't see why they would, I mean, if you talk to most first-time authors, they can get a bit ramply. Most people, they compare themselves to the way that authors that have done dozens of interviews portray themselves and things of that nature,
This, like I said, well, most of you guys know, I mean, Raven knows, this was never supposed to be a book. It was just a project of love between friends. So
yeah, I think
this
there was
book-
originally a 14,000 word limit or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, what's the word count on this? 322 pages.
Well, that's the digital. The physical's only
$2.99 or something like
290, something like that.
Yeah,
But
word.
it was over 80,000.
All right, yeah, that's a novel.
for the $2.97 for the paperback.
But just know, this story was supposed to just be about love. It was supposed to be just guys just doing the right thing so that they could go home. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be like. Part of me is afraid that people are going to think there's political, because when I first started writing it, immigration wasn't a big deal, and so like the Minotaur tribe's trying to flee the north. But so I'm kind of afraid that people are going to go, it's political. No, it's really not. It's.
You're afraid folks will start seeing allegories where there isn't one?
Pretty much. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, there's a bunch of like other lore, like the Nereids, the Minotaurs race. They're all based off of Greek lore. One of the Minotaurs carries a metal book with her. That metal book is a copper-plated book based off of the Roman laws that were written on the copper sheets. But it was actually, if you read the design of the book, is designed based off the Bulgarian gold book, which was found in a tomb and considered the world's oldest book.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be written by Black Knight.
So it just,
you know what? If somehow they found some artifact of the written book in Bulgaria that long ago, and it wouldn't surprise me if Black Knight had put it there because he had a time machine and he's the first one to drop it off.
But yeah, so I agree. Yeah, don't tell him I said that. But no, it's, we'll see. We'll see what people think.
Yeah.
Obviously we have way too many people within our circle that can't leave a real comment, but eventually the book will reach somebody outside the circle that can leave a comment and not get me flagged by Amazon. Because the problem was, I've been cheering on the Iron Age for so long in all the indies that I've left reviews for most of them, so I know they can't leave reviews for me, because the way Amazon's review thing is, it'll flag, but sooner or later somebody not related will be able to give me an honest feel for it.
Oh, we'll certainly be able to give you an honest feel for it, but we
can't leave a review.
We can't leave reviews for each other on there. Amazon will start saying, hey, what are you guys doing over there?
I know. Like I said, I had to remove some of mine just because of that. It sucks, but I mean, I didn't plan on becoming a writer. I just wanted to sit back and enjoy the new stories coming in. But I guess life had a different plan for me.
Now we get to sit back and enjoy one of your stories. Finally.
Hopefully. Hopefully it was worth the wait.
All right. So anyway, we are coming up on that time. Anything else anybody wants to cover before we wrap this up tonight?
I just got a bunch of mason jars.
All right, next topic, mason jars.
I was going to say, wait, moonshine or?
The plan is to chop up meat, season it, throw it in there, and then pack the rest of it with veggies and throw it in the sous vide.
Oh.
Throw it in the what?
Sous vide. So I have this thing that just heats and circulates water, and I attach it to the side of a pot, and it heats the water to a precise temperature where the meat is cooking, but it's not getting dried out or overcooked, and you can just leave it in there for hours, and it just gets more and more tender.
That sounds good.
It's also a great way to infuse flavor if you're in a hurry. I've seen it used on cooking shows.
Yeah, I somebody who he's not at the job anymore, but right before he left, he brought in mason jars for everybody. He had made stuffed peppers. He had put ham and cheese inside these peppers, stuffed it in there, and also a bunch of other seasoning. And they were in these mason jars filled with oil. And he said, "Don't open." He wrote the dates on top. "Don't open until this date," because they had to ferment for a while. So I couldn't open mine till like September 28th. But when I opened it up and I tried them, I'm like, "Oh wow, this is really good." Unfortunately, he's not there anymore to ask how he made it. So
check YouTube, man. Check YouTube.
Yeah,
I might have to.
Good source of knowledge. I found out that
YouTube.
Sunflower seeds and canola seeds used to be one of the fuel sources for diesel engines, and that's actually what the Amish use to for oiling their vehicles and such, or their few motorized things.
Now, did you know that you can make biodiesel out of anything organic, including herbs? Yeah, Mussolini made the trains run on time.
Oh.
Yeah.
On that note, let's go into the parting plugs. So let me see here. Where is that? There we go. And Maji, shill it one more time, and you got to get used to saying this. So we're going to start with you. You're getting practice tonight.
Ah, man. Well, actually, I know Frederick's got his stream tomorrow, but if you feel like stream hopping, the actual official release of the book is being celebrated on A Drink with Crazy. And nice thing is, I won't be the only one there. So Daniel P. Riley's also going to be there. So it'll be a lot more entertaining and
you got backup.
Oh, good.
But yeah, I guess I'm an official writer now, Ma. But check out Legend of Shalar. Mix of disaster, mayhem, chaos, death, but also just a bunch of guys trying to do the right thing.
All right. Links are in the live chat for that one. All right. Raven.
Oh boy, thought you'd pick me. I'm currently in most of the way through the first year of my second book. I plan on just writing out as much as possible and then coming back and editing stuff with a fresh mind. In the meantime, let's see. Check out Herman P. Hunter's books. The Revenant and the Cult is the one I currently have in hand. They're pretty good books. And so buy his book.
Oh, you mentioned the bionic hedge.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. Better, stronger, faster.
Sorry, no, he's not in the chat or in the backstage at all. You mentioned him. I had to play his intro.
Yeah.
All right, James. You're muted.
There we go. Yeah, I'm working on a short story series right now, halfway through. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of this following month. I was hoping it'll be done by the end of this month, but it's just, work has been crazy. So I'm going to take it slow on that one because I want it to be complete before I release it, unlike my latest short story series, which was the Evergreen. I was actually writing it as I went, and hopefully the last handful of episodes don't read that way. So yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at worldwithoutendlord.substack.com and follow me on Royal Road at World Without End. Stay tuned for to be announced series.
All right, and shall I roll that trailer on the Evergreen?
Yes, the Evergreen's fully released. You can check that out at worldwithoutendlord.substack.com. It's a full 15 short story series. I call them episodes. Go run it.
Through hollow night, our voices soar. We roam no more, our spirits roar. In dust and shield, our hearts burn free. We sing the spark of destiny.
Any
probably
excuse to play that trailer, I'll take it.
It's definitely one of the better trailers that I've made. I make trailers. Anybody needs one, hit me up. I'll do it for free for anybody on the stream right now, Maji. But yeah,
I might take you up on that. Kahuna's got a 5-minute read for me.
I'll help you trim it down and all that. The Evergreen was a real fun one to write. It's one of my most original short story series. You have a band, or you have a orphan army that brings order to a orderless land. And in the midst of it, an ancient evil awakens and threatens the land, and they, the orphan army, must face it with the help of a band of knights. Wrangler is one of the few people who read a majority of it. Wrangler, what do you think of it?
I enjoyed the heck out of that read. I did end up finishing off the last one.
Nice.
And yeah, this was a lot of fun. So I recommend it over on World Without End lore.substack.com. Go check that out. It is a good read. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the interactions they had and the situation that unfolded as it went.
Yes, the last 3 to 4 episodes are literally just one extended battle sequence from various perspectives.
Oh, wow.
Orphan,
Yes.
orphan a person who has lost his parents, or orphan frequently?
There you go.
Yeah, it's been on my reading list for a while, but I've been a bit busy.
That's fine, you know. I still need to like get one whole post with all the links in one location, because they're all sort of just uploaded separately as their own posts on my Substack. So that's something I gotta do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'll probably do that like later this week, just so I have something to release, because it's been like a month since I posted anything. And I went from posting weekly, because I release these weekly, and well, actually the way I release them is I release 2 short stories at one time. Say I'll release episode 1 and episode 2, but episode 2 will only be available that first week for my premium subscribers. Everybody else has to wait for the next week to receive episode 2. So that's why I like them to be written beforehand, so I could give my subscribers that 1 week early access to the next episode.
That makes sense.
Yes, and it's been really, really good doing weekly releases like that. I went from roughly 30, maybe less than 30. I think it was like 20-ish readers to about 70. So it's been good.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Getting some traction right there.
Yeah. Royal Road also helped with that. That gave me a huge chunk of readers as well.
Nice.
Ja. So my
All
last
right.
one, we all wrapped up here?
Yep.
Luvapor, anybody you want to shout out tonight?
So I just anybody.
Sure.
So Luvapor, you probably know me from tomorrow night's sumptuous chicken dinner that I made in a mason jar.
I seen that one. You were good.
And well, I just have one thing I'd like to plug. When the devilish designer of their world's destruction appears, what began as a quest to save it becomes an epic battle of good versus evil. Join this ragtag band of adventurers as they risk it all in the legend of Shalar.
All right. Links are in the live chat. And also, Maji, I got to put that link under your name in the description so it's still there. Because live chat you can't access on the replay. I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll get that edited in after the show tonight.
I appreciate you.
Wait,
guys. Thank
before you go, man. I just found this out, guys. In Japan, there's a literal pizza popular in Japan. Shrimp mayonnaise pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Is this like pizza, or is this
Pizza,
like
pizza.
okonomiyaki?
No, it's like a pie.
Sounds interesting. I'm one of those weirdos that likes to dip my French fries in mayo. So
Here's the
I guess
Japanese
mayo goes
mayo,
with stuff
though.
that people don't realize.
Japanese mayonnaise, I think, is a little different from American mayonnaise, though.
Perhaps I really don't know. Another thing I like to do is I'll sprinkle Parmesan into that glob of mayo and then stir it up with the fry. So I got a little bit of cheesy in there.
Yeah, but if you're gonna throw Parmesan and mayo, you might as well just coat it on a piece of raw chicken and cook it in that.
Yeah,
Parm chicken.
I do that too. And
That
yes, I have
sounds-
also put mayo on a pizza. It's people
That
look at
sounds
me
like
weird for that one. It's pretty
like a
dang good.
delicious cardiac event.
Oh, the best. Don't go breaking
Well, that's
my
making me
heart.
hungry.
All right, and you can check my stuff out on Amazon. Haley Starbat Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. They are magic-fueled sci-fi adventures, a little bit Goonies, a little bit fantasy, a whole lot of fun. So go ahead and check that out. Also, check out my Substack under Frequency Studios, where I have a short story set in the same universe, New World Detectives, where some LA detectives have to go and solve a missing persons case. So you can check that out. And let's see. You can follow me on Twitter at Frequency Studios. Just take the first E out of there because somebody else beat me to it. Bummer. And right before we go, I wanted to shout out one other thing. Let me see here. Boom. All right. This is a splash of Dash. A splash of Dash follows Dash, a green sea turtle with a big imagination. Through adventures powered by his creativity, Dash brings color and wonder to his underwater world. However, Dash's friends and family don't see the world the same way he does. The only way they see it is in black and white. Follow along as Dash teaches his family the beauty of creativity through color, imagination, and a new way of seeing the world. This is by my niece, Ainsley Sasportis, as well as my brother, her dad, who helped, who they kind of did it together, but Josh Sasportis. Yeah, Ainsley did all the artwork and stuff in this children's book, and also edited by Catherine Sasportis, her mom. So it was a family affair there. The children's book, it is now available on here, reading age 4 to 6, 37 pages. Go ahead and check that out on Amazon. A Splash of Dash. All right, so yeah, I think that's it. So thank you, everyone, so much for joining us tonight. If you enjoyed this presentation, hit the like, and if you didn't, we appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time, and God bless.
See ya. Thanks for listening.
Do you enjoy young adult novels? Do you enjoy high-velocity root vegetables? Check out
High velocity root vegetables. Well, that I love it.
Spuds are gonna fly.
Yeah. She gives a whole new meaning to the term carb loading. Are carbs bad for you? It depends on which side of the potato gun you're standing on. Potatoes.
What kind of space lasers?
The best kind.
Unfortunately, the recent events have proved they're real.
Jewish space lasers.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.